Hello everybody, today is Thursday, April 7th, and I am coming to you with another edition of Auntie B's house, so sit back and stay tuned, you guys. I have to send out my notifications to make sure you guys get them. It'll just be 1 second and I will be right with you. I don't know why it is some people get notifications and some people do not. So I try to make sure everybody get their notification. Hey, Kita Boo. Making sure my sound is off this time, Kita. And Nipsey will not be messing with my sound today. Alright, you guys. I am here. Let me adjust my chair. My chair keeps flipping down on me. Alright. I don't know what's going on with my chair. I think my dog, between my dog and my cat, they keep flipping my chair down. So, alright. Yeah, YouTube is messing up everything. Make sure you guys hit that like button for me today. I see I have 4 people in here. So make sure you guys hit that like button. Today, like I said, today is April 2nd, 2020, on a Thursday. The U.S. federal government said their stockpile of emergency medical gear are almost depleted. The last round of the protective gear in national stockpile has been shipped, and it is what they call the strategic national what are they? The Strategic National Stockpile is deploying the last round of shipments in its inventory, depleting the bulk of its protective gear, according to a source that is familiar with the matter. The official added that the stockpile was never meant to serve as where they're distributing them out to the U.S. and so as their only source of the protective gear, so they're running short there from due to the coronavirus that is going on. And it is said that the states need to get more supply from private markets. The officials stressed that the stockpile, which is managed by Department of Health and Human Services, not the Department of Health. We need a Department of Health. I gotta let this down some. There you go. We need a Department of Health because right now we need help. But it is the Department of Health and Social Services, which will never be completely depleted, as they always retain a small percentage for the most critical needs. And yesterday, Donald Trump acknowledged that the stockpile is nearly depleted. It is we are sending it directly to hospitals, Trump said. He added, we have asked states that have large manufacturers of different types of equipment to use these local facilities, local plants, and have it made directly and shipped right into the hospitals. So if it's any companies out there, anybody work for any companies out there, if you know of anything and they are manufacturing any kind of health products, whether it be the masks, gowns, gloves, hand sanitizer, please let them know that we are in a dire need, and if they could get it directly to the hospitals in the area, or if they could ship them out to other areas, other states that are in need. And since the start of the pandemic, officials have been sounding the alarm that there was never going to be enough gear for a 50-state response. And this was said on Tuesday. President Trump said the government would hold on to 10,000. That's a lot. They're going to hold on to 10,000 ventilators to ensure the government had the ability to deploy quickly if they needed the units in the future. Okay, we need them now. We're not worried about the future. If we're worried about the future, get people on it right now to make them, and then we'll worry about that now later. But right now, we need them for people to save people's lives. According to one source, the Federal Emergency Management Agency's role in the procuring of the resources, the agency is assessing what is needed and what supplies are available across the globe. FEMA has begun chartering flights with critical supplies from across the world and facilitating the distribution to hotspots and the private sector. What is the private sector? What is the private sector, you guys? Is that the islands where all of these people of power and with money, is it the islands that they're going to, that they're sending this stuff over to private sectors? Or is it the underground bunkers that they're in and they're sending this stuff to? It's making me wonder. FEMA said in a statement that the agency's planning for the COVID-19 pandemic response acknowledged that the strategic national stockpile alone could not fulfill all requirements at the state and tribal level. Therefore, as the vice president stated last night, the federal government will exhaust all means to identify and attain medical and other supplies needed to combat the virus. Department of Homeland Security's officials told CNN that the stockpile is near depletion because the numbers are low. And he's talking about the numbers of product that they have on hand. And when you see demand is outpacing supply, then we go to the people, the states, who are asking for equipment, and as if they are exhausting all of their resources, the official said. We are having to balance places that don't have any personal protective equipment versus someone on the verge but not there yet. Okay. Now, if you see someone that is on the verge of being out versus someone who is not yet on the verge of being out, why wouldn't you step up plants and hire people that are not working right now to start working in these facilities, train them to how to make these things, and it wouldn't be a problem to having these things, because there are private people in homes with sewing machines that are hand making masks for residents and care facilities and hospitals. It doesn't matter if they're homemade or company made, as long as they do the job and they work. Whoever can make them, make them. After lying about the virus, the Chinese government has offered critical medical supplies to Italy, and they were sending out faulty test kits and equipment that wasn't working properly. Italy's numbers are going up, and they're thinking they're testing people for the coronavirus with these test kits. These kits are giving false readings. They are saying that people have tested positive for coronavirus when they have not. And some of them are saying that they don't have coronavirus when they actually do. and they are sending them ventilators, and the ventilators don't even work. So that's causing a big rift between China and Italy right now. In Massachusetts, Governor Charlie Baker said today that based on projection, they estimate that the state could see between 47,000 and 172,000 cases of coronavirus during the course of the pandemic. Baker also said that approximately 7% and 2.5% of the total population of Massachusetts. The modeling also indicated that the hospitalization would potentially peak between April 10th and April 20th. And this is the Governor Baker. The model is based on Wuhan. Everybody wants to base their numbers and everything off of Wuhan. And Wuhan has a different climate there. Their atmosphere is different there. Everything about their way of eating is different. Their doctors is different. So how can they base anything from America off of Wuhan when they are a totally different lifestyle than what America is? Their customs and everything is totally different. You know, I'm not saying they're not people. They are people, but their eating habits, the way we eat over here, is a lot different from what they eat. So I can't say who eats healthier, but it's still, their eating habits is different, so their body chemistry is different from ours. And what they may eat could boost their immune a lot different than ours. And you know, what we may eat, our immune may be boosted higher than theirs. So they can't base our numbers off of Wuhan. Okay. That just threw me right there with the stupid stuff. Anyway, and Massachusetts has factors that could improve the projections. For example, less smokers. They implemented social distances and their measures of how they're doing things over there. And also, now Oklahoma has ordered residents to stay home until April 30th. So they have extended out their social distancing and their stay-at-home orders. All 77 counties in that state, said Governor Kevin Stitt, said in a series of tweets Wednesday night, all non-essential businesses will remain closed during this time. That includes the gyms, barbers, tattoos, massage parlors. Now, why in the heck would he include massage parlors? There's so many other things that he could say, but he did make sure to put that in there. Massage parlors. Okay. He would have did better off by saying what was open. Okay. Stitt says, I don't make these decisions lightly, but based on data, we need to make action, and we need to take action now. Oklahoma has 3,943 billion residents, according to the U.S. Census Bureau. But yet he tell them, I'm going to close the massage parlors. That's funny to me. All right, now, some Americans could wait 20 weeks to receive their stimulus checks. The IRS is saying Americans likely won't begin to see these direct payments from the coronavirus stimulus bill to at least April 13th. And it could take 20 weeks for all the checks to be mailed. Trump administration officials told the lawmakers, according to a House Democratic memo obtained by CNN, the timeline means tens of millions of Americans will have to wait to get their badly needed assistance, despite repeated suggestions from Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin. That means money would go out as soon as April 6th. And this past Sunday, after passage of the $2.2 trillion stimulus bill, that payments would not go to They will not go out in the mail until mid-April, so they should be getting everything just about ramped up right now, you guys. And CNN reported in March that former IRS officials said that they would wait. That wait would likely be weeks or months initially. The IRS will make about 60 million payments, likely in the week of April 13th, for taxpayers who provide their direct deposit information through their 2018 or 2019 tax returns. The memo from the House Ways and Means Committee says 3 weeks later, the week of May 4th, the IRS expects to start issuing paper checks to individuals whose bank info isn't already on file, and processes that will take much longer. According to the committee, the paper checks will be issued at a rate of about 5 million per week, and that it could possibly take up to 20 weeks to issue all the checks. Individuals with the lowest income based on adjusted gross income will receive their checks first. So I will be getting a website for you guys to when it opens, because I get the things sent directly to my phone. So when that website opens, I will get you that link right away so you guys can get in there and put your in for those who haven't filed, and even those who have filed but don't have a direct deposit. I will get that information to you so you can enter all of your information and get your checks direct deposited, or fill out your there is an adjusted form that you can get to fill out. If you didn't fill out your taxes, there's still a way that you can fill that information in to get your stimulus check and have it direct deposited. Okay, there is a Chicago police officer named Marco DeFranco, 50 years old, a 21-year veteran of the department. He died after testing positive for COVID-19 last week. The interim police superintendent, Charlie Beck, said that today in a briefing, letting people know. And so give our condolences to that family and respect to that family for losing that officer. Okay, household tip time. You know, I try to keep things different for you guys and give you helpful information. Well, I'm going to give you the totals before I give you this information. Let me put the totals up here for you. Alrighty. This is the world totals as of today. We're at 1 million people, 4,791 coronavirus cases, 51,578 deaths, 210,519 recovered. And we have 742,694 currently infected patients. 984,000 that have mild conditions. 37,710 in serious or critical condition. These are the countries, you guys. U.S., 237,877 people infected. 5,718 deaths. We are double the amount of Italy, and we have tripled the amount of China. And I would like to know how that is that we have tripled the amount of China when Wuhan, China was the epicenter of this happening, but now we have more than China. And New York City alone has almost the amount of what China has. Hey, Cam God, how are you? Hey, Keita. Hey, Audrina. Hey, Renee. What's up, Book? One of a kind. Thank you for coming. Thank everybody. I'd like to thank everybody for coming. Okay, now for our U.S., the total of what we have in the USA, 237,877 coronavirus cases, 5,718 deaths, 10,324 people have recovered. So we're nearly half of the deaths versus recovered. We're nearly half. I would like to see more recovered than deaths. I would like to see that coronavirus cases down to where maybe it's only 2 cases of people that have coronavirus. But right now they said we are hitting, within the next week or two, we should be hitting our peak. And that's why they want to close us down and put us in pretty much isolation within our own homes for these 2 weeks to try to curb down this peak of what they're saying we're coming to. So the stay in place right now is, I guess they say it's what's needed, but I don't want it. I don't like to be told what to do, and they're making me what to do. But if it's for my safety, for me to stay alive, I guess that's what I gotta do, because it is, I believe it's in the air. Okay, this is what the map looks like, you guys, now. But let me see. That number compared to this number is not the same, but the map looks the same. It's just this map was not updated yet. Compared to the numbers that I have, this map, it was still the same up at the time, but the map still looks the same. So if you look at the East Coast, look at all those red dots, you guys. That's a lot. Okay, the U.S. totals. Number 1, New York still tops out, 92,381 cases of corona confirmed, 2,373. See, I told you guys, New York has now topped China, and that is, I guess, pretty much the whole China. That New York has way more cases than them, and that's where it started at. How in the hell is that? Michigan, 10,791 confirmed, 417 deaths. California, 10,018 confirmed, 215 deaths. Illinois, 7,016 confirmed, 146 deaths. Texas, 4,823 confirmed with 74 deaths. Indiana, 3,039 confirmed with 78 deaths. Alabama, 1,189 confirmed with 32 deaths. Wisconsin, 1,730 with 31 deaths. Minnesota, 742 cases with 18 deaths. Idaho, 673 with 9 deaths. And you guys, I just told you the other day, 2 days ago, Idaho had a 6.5 earthquake there, and they had a smaller earthquake yesterday. Okay. Washington, D.C., 653 cases with 12 deaths. Virginia, 191 cases and 2 deaths. South Dakota, 165 cases with 2 deaths. Nebraska, 246 cases confirmed with 5 deaths. Wyoming has 150 cases with 0 deaths. And whatever Wuhan repatriated, 3 confirmed cases with no death. That must be an island or a bubble that they have in Wuhan. I don't get it. What is that? I'm still going to look that up. I keep forgetting. I want to know what is Wuhan repatriated. Puerto Rico has 316 cases with 12 deaths. How is that, you guys? Puerto Rico has it when that's an island. North Mariana Island has 6 confirmed cases with 1 death. How is it that islands are getting it when, you got to fly there or take a boat? They're in the middle of the water. That's crazy. All right. Now, this is what I want to show you guys. Everybody was saying, I want you to see my face when I say this. Everybody was saying that Lauren and Nipsey was engaged. I want y'all to see this face. I don't think so. And I found the proof for it. There it goes right there, you guys. That's the proof for you right there. You see, it ain't an engagement shoot. TMZ put it out there that Nipsey and Lauren London are not engaged. Nipsey himself, it ain't an engagement shoot. It ain't an engagement shoot. It's just a GQ magazine shoot with my girl, wrote Nipsey. It's a GQ magazine shoot with my girl. And he tweeted that on Twitter. This is a quote that they have from Excel. And this is his actual Twitter account. So we can put all the rumors to rest. Put it all to rest, you guys. He was not, no, he was not engaged to her. Proven. All right. Okay. Household tips. How to remove permanent marker from items that you have. I hope this is useful to somebody. Let me see what you guys are saying. Hey, Junior. Yep, check out Heaven Hollywood. I.E. something. But type it in. Heaven Hollywood. He gives you all the tea. He will tell it from A to Z about everybody. Yes, it was manufactured, Camp God. And from my understanding, I'm trying to get this letter. It's a document. I want to thank Snipebook. Hold on, I got to get my plug. Oh. My power's about to go on my phone. You guys, I got to keep this how I'm reading what you guys say because it's not coming up on my screen here. Okay. Yep, I.E.Network. Thank you, Keita. There is, well, Snipebook, he's in the chat. He sent me some information. where that it is the U.S., all the other countries are taking the U.S. to court of some kind in regards to some situation that's going on. I couldn't read it to open it, so I can't speak much on it, but I did see Bill Gates' name on it. I seen Hillary Clinton. I seen Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook. I seen Google on there, CNN. I mean, it's a bunch of people that they're going down, you guys, over something big that's going on. So when I'm able to get that up, I will put it right here. I don't want to say too much. I'm going to try to get my best to put it up here so you guys can read it for yourself. Yep, the New York had, a lot of people had, were coming in. They did not have coronavirus. They were reusing noodles. They were using noodles on them. They were reusing old needles and needles that they had used on somebody already that had tested positive for coronavirus. So they were using those needles again on people that didn't have the coronavirus. And so now those people are infected and testing positive. So that's how their numbers are going up. Down. Down. Lay down. Sorry, you guys. That's my dog in here. I'm going to beat her to death with something if she don't sit her butt down and get out of here. She follows me everywhere I go. And then when I go to do something, she's right up under me. Yeah, so those people are now, a lot of people have been infected that way. So they're running out of all kind of supplies, but that don't mean go and take a needle and reuse a needle. I'm sure needles aren't scarce. They didn't say needles were scarce. So do something else. Don't reuse the same needles on people. No, they're not letting anybody into New York, Keita. They are getting people to work in their own states to do stuff to ship it into New York. No one is going into New York. New York has been, their borders all around that way has been shut off. As I've heard, they're going to shut down a lot of borders on the state, so you cannot travel state to state until they get this coronavirus under control. Okay. Yeah, New York is really bad. New York is really bad. They are, I mean, those people are having a hard time, really hard time. Okay, to the tips, you guys. How to remove permanent marker from your clothes. You want to use a hand sanitizer, or you can use alcohol with laundry soap or dish soap, and you rub it in there and you get it in the fibers and you rinse it. Just keep putting alcohol and rubbing it and rinse it, and that'll get your permanent marker out of your clothes. To get it permanent marker off of walls, you want to use toothpaste and hairspray. That'll get it off. To get it off of wood, you use alcohol, dip a cloth, a paper towel, a cotton ball in alcohol and wipe it off. That'll get it off. To get it out of carpet, permanent marker out of carpet, use white vinegar. Dip a cloth, a paper towel or something, and pour a little vinegar on there and dab it out. It'll come out. To get it off of your furniture, you use milk. Just pour, if you have the kind of furniture, if it's on a cushion, it unzips. You can put a cloth up under, pour milk up under, and just dab and blot it out. But if it's on your arms or something like that, you have to use a rag and wipe it out. And then once you're done wiping, just make sure you use water. Put a little fabric softener on it and wipe it. That'll get that so it won't smell or won't smell sour. To get permanent marker off of a whiteboard, you'll want to use a dry erase marker. Just scrub it You see, I don't have it. Just write over it with your white erase your marker that you use on a white erase board, and wipe it off. That should get it off. Or use your pencil and use your eraser on there. I don't have nothing right here. I got everything, but I don't have it sitting right here with me. Just use your eraser and erase it off. That should get it off. To get permanent marker off ceramic or glass, use 1 part toothpaste with 1 part baking soda. Make it into a paste, put it on there, and rub it. It should get it off, and then just wipe it off with a towel. Okay. I have something for you ladies or you men that have hair. If you want to get your hair growing, you want to make your hair healthy, these are my tips for you. I know these because these are what I use on my hair. And I cut my hair, oh gosh, I think I cut my hair every 2 weeks. I trim my ends. I trim about this much off my ends. I don't know. Well, there you go. I trim that much off my ends every 2 weeks. You want to use jojoba oil. And the benefits of the jojoba oil is it is most similar to the sebum in your hair. The sebum in your hair is what's down into your follicles that helps stimulate your hair, your scalp, and your hair growth. So that is close to your sebum. It also moisturizes your hair, your scalp. It reduces dandruff. It is a antibacterial properties. It removes buildup around your hair follicle. It prevents hair loss. It also controls frizz in your hair. And I have some more remedies of how you can use it on your hair. Castor oil. And the benefits of castor oil, it improves it improves scalp circulation. It helps hair regrowth. It moisturizes. It seals and prevents breakage and split ends. Your coconut oil and the benefits of coconut oil. It deeply conditions from inside your strands out. It provides protein and it eliminates dandruff. You can mix them together. Like say if you have dry scalp and you want to moisturize your scalp. So to moisturize and condition your hair, you can mix coconut oil with castor oil, but you mix it real good and you can put it on your hair, and that will help with everything. But in combination, you can mix it any kind of way. Also, there is avocado oil, and the benefits of avocado oil is it penetrates the hair, it smooths the hair cuticle, it helps to protect from future damage of anything you do to hair. It builds up a strong chemical bond in your hair. I can't think of it right now, and I got it right on the tip of my tongue. It's right here in my head. I should know this right off to just roll off my tongue because I am a licensed cosmetologist. Polycystine bond. So what it does is it builds up those in your hair, and it helps protect if you use a lot of heat, if you use a lot of chemicals. It helps builds up your hair to help your hair better stay strengthened for that. It helps protect from, like I said, your future damage. It is high in protein. Okay. Olive oil and the benefits of olive oil. It is a great sealant. It penetrates the hair. It helps with dandruff, frizz, and shine. And it also is a sealant for your hair. Now, it's a good thing I'm going to tell you. Let me see what you guys are saying. Okay. Yeah, there is a high Italian population in New York, Junior. All right. Let me see. Okay, now to help your hair grow, this is what we have. There are 3 natural oils: extra virgin olive oil, argan oil, and coconut oil. I took the coconut oil out of here. I use coconut oil on my hair. I put that on my scalp and massage it through, and it works. With the you can use either one of these oils, the olive oil, argan oil, or coconut oil. You combine 1/2 cup of oil with your favorite essential oils such as rosemary or lavender. Those smell good. Any kind of flowery or whatever your favorite scent is. If you're a man, you want to use something of your liking to put in there. You can use lemon or anything like that. Or if you don't want to, you don't have to mix any scent to it at all, because either one of those smell good. You want to mix it well and let it stand for 24 hours in a cool, dark place. You put some in the palm of your hand, and you want to rub it around and do it on get it up to your fingertips and massage it through your fingertips, and you can rub it over your hair, take your hair out, and if you got longer hair, rub it through your hair, and get a brush and brush your hair. You want to stimulate your scalp, or better yet, just to massage your scalp like this to get it going through your scalp out to the ends of your hair, and at the ends of your hair just brush through it so that it will get to your hair. And that also helps. And then once you do that, you put on a plastic cap. If you don't have a plastic cap, get some plastic saran wrap and wrap it around your head. Place a towel over your head or whatever. If you have some kind of bonnet, put the bonnet on your cap so the plastic wrap won't come out. But the heat from your body will help that to saturate in your hair, and you want to sit with at least half hour to an hour, and what that's sitting in there is soaking into your hair. And after that half hour, you want to do it on the day that you're going to wash your hair. You let that sit and saturate for that hour. Then you rinse your hair and shampoo it as normal, and do whatever you do to your hair like you normally do. Okay, that is that one. Alrighty, now for that one was with your that was with your extra virgin olive oil. This is with your argan oil. It's expensive, you guys, but it's well worth spending your money for it. So it has essential fatty acids in it that strengthens your hair and adds protein, which reduces your split ends and makes your hair stronger. It has a lot of is very rich in vitamin C, so which that repairs chemical damage on your hair. So a lot of ladies, if you do relaxers or you do whatever you do to your hair with the chemical stuff, it helps to repair the damage that has done. It moisturizes and adds shine to your hair without making your hair feel greasy. The same way you do that, you get that, you put it in your hands and rub it, get it to your fingertips and massage it through your hair. Brush. The key thing to it, you guys, is massaging your scalp. You want to massage your scalp because that adds stimulations to your follicle, and that helps your blood flow to your scalp, to your follicles, and that what helps your hair to grow. And then you brushing your hair with it, that also takes out any dead hair that is there for new hair to grow. And it also is extending out, distributing the oils that you put on your hair. It is distributing the oils to your hair. You do that the same way. You put your plastic cap, you leave that on also for an hour, and or your bonnet or whatever. If you don't have a plastic cap, put saran wrap on and leave it on for an hour. Put your bonnet on. Go about doing your housework or whatever it is that you do. That's my cat. There he goes. That's Junie. He's a big old baby. And you rinse that out and wash your hair and do whatever normally do. You know, wash it, style it, do whatever you do. Okay, the coconut oil. You want to do that the exact same way. You put that on your scalp and massage it on your scalp and run your fingers through to massage it out, brush it out. Leave that on also for an hour with the cap. Same thing. Rinse it, shampoo it, let it dry, style it as you want. Okay. Now, a lot of people in the summertime is coming, spring is here. We still get bugs in our house. Even though coronavirus, the bugs are still gonna come. Instead of going out and buying all these bug sprays and this, and I'm terrified of bugs. I don't like no kind of bugs. Even ants. I run from ants. You get you a spray bottle. I took my spray bottle out too. And you add water and salt. And that is 25% of it, you know, a little bit. Or you can make a full bottle. Just put that much salt in the bottle and put the rest water. Shake it up real well till it's dissolved. And just spray away. Spray on the ants. That's what's going to kill them. That will kill your ants. Now, I have other tips that I have. I'm going to show you. And I hope these work for somebody. I hope they're good for you. Let me see. Okay. Alright, I hope these tips work out for you guys. I picked the best ones that I could find. Hey, Keitha. Hey, Big Red. Okay, you guys, I'm going to the next one. If it's something that you want to see, again, just let me know, and I will put that tip up again for you. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna take a phone call from a caller. Who cares? If you want to call in, I have my phone line open now, so I'm ready to take your call. I don't know which number you're calling from, but I'm here. I'm ready to take your call. Okay, you guys, while we're waiting for him to do whatever he said he's doing, I'm going to go on to the next tip. Oh, no, not that one. Hey, Marsha. Yeah, Big Red, there is a big injustice going on to our black men. Um, Look at Bill Cosby. Well, I'm not even going to go there. I'm going to go take it back to O.J. Simpson. They said that he killed Nicole Simpson, but we don't know that. And they said the gloves didn't fit. If it don't fit, you got to quit, or whatever that thing was. But they're saying that he did not do it, and he got off from that one. Now, then here it comes to Bill Cosby. They're persecuting him, saying that he raped a woman, whatever it was. And then it comes out that she lied about it, but they still have him in jail and charged with it. And they're not going to let him go. And now here they have R. Kelly in there on the charges. And they keep bringing up the old charges into today's, what was going on with today, but they said they couldn't, since it was already dropped from back then, and it was supposedly had been that they couldn't charge him with the new charges, but they're still charging him with those past, and they're digging, trying to find new charges on him. So I don't get it. I don't know. I think this out for them to just out to get people. All right, you guys, here is a big help for you. Top 10 belly fat burner foods. I don't know if any of you eat like I do, but I eat pretty much most of them that's on the list. I eat oatmeal. I eat almonds. I use olive oil. I don't like eggs, but I use eggs in stuff, so if that counts. The whey protein, I don't know if I do that. I eat berries. I eat lean meat. I eat whole grain. I eat whole grain breads. I eat a lot of peanut butter, and I eat a lot of green vegetables. So those are some things that will help you. So I hope this, I hope this, you guys, helps you out. And along with doing your exercises, walking, if you have stairs in your house, or if you live in an apartment building, walk up and down the stairs a few times. Jog up the stairs, walk down. Jog up the stairs, walk down. That helps with your leg muscles. Also, it helps with your cardio and your breathing. It helps to reduce your fat on your legs. It'll slim your legs down. And if you have your arms up and moving your arms, that'll also help with your arms. If you're just sitting there, if you have a pot, let me see, let me take this off of here for you guys. If you have a pot, just hold your pot like this and keep lifting your pot up and down by the handle, and put your hand on top of other hand and just lift it up and down, up and down. That will help with all of your arms here, strengthening all of this. And you won't have, as you see, for me to be an older woman, I don't have saggy skin. I still got muscle. I don't have super big, huge muscles, but I still have muscle tone. Let's see. You can still, up against the wall with your back up against the wall, and you slide your legs out and till your back is still against the wall until you can sit in a sitting position. All right, you guys, I have a call. This is from Tyler. I'm going to take this call. Well, Josh. I'm going to take the call.
Call from
Josh, Tyler, whoever.
Hello, Josh. How are you?
I'm good.
That's
It's good to hear from you. Can you hear me? I'm outside and it's windy, so
Yeah, I can
sorry
hear
about
you. We can hear you. So how's it going?
that. It's alright. It's good, chill, same stuff. But I just wanted to. I got like maybe 15, 20 minutes. So earlier I was talking about.
Okay, you're fading out. I can barely hear you.
Oh, okay. Sorry, girl. Hold on. You can hear me now?
Yep, we can hear you now. Uh-oh, we lost the call, you guys. Yep, R. Kelly was denied early release. He was trying to use the fact of, at first it said his health, then it was something else, in livable conditions, the first thing. All right, here's Josh calling back.
call from
Okay, we got disconnected.
Yeah, that's my bad.
Okay.
All right, so earlier you guys were talking about African American men, how the injustice system
Yes.
was all that. I don't know. Last 2 weeks ago, last week I can't remember. Too much going on. I warned you about that. The same thing. It's just going to get worse about that. But enough on that. I need to talk about New York and LA.
Okay.
So everybody needs to know about this. In case you guys didn't know, the government has the supply for the face mask and everything. We're going to run out in less than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
So FEMA has an order to step in to pretty much take over every single hospital in New York and LA.
Right.
So therefore, that means that all the people, all the nurses and doctors that are working right now are going to get infected and are going to become patients.
Right.
The government also, I can send proof or whatever. They're expecting at least this to last till next year, February.
Okay.
They're approximately, they're going to say around 500,000 Americans will end up dying.
Okay.
If that's true or not, I'm not sure.
Okay.
But the government has also ordered 200 U.S. military body bags because the morgues in New York are running out. They're running out of space. There's been multiple owners of the morgues saying that they cannot hold anymore. They're in full capacity.
Right.
The government is not telling you that, which is ridiculous. Nobody's telling you that, and that's important for you to know. Second of all, this virus is not spread through your cough or through whatever. It's airborne. So pretty much, if you can't go outside, don't go outside, please. Tomorrow, I leave, and then I won't be back for probably about 2 months. Tomorrow is when I told you everything's going to pretty much start. All I got to say is, please, everybody that's listening, I'm sorry if I'm like clusterfucked right now. I have so much on my mind right now. You guys just, please, I hope you're prepared. I hope you have food. I hope you have essentials. I hope you have everything. You've been warned weeks in advance, and you should have been prepared months ago. But they're going to start closing things down in LA and New York. America in general, it will spread in about 2 months. It will get to that. LA and New York will be the first ones to experience this. So if you're in New York or LA, get ready for not being able to go outside your house unless you want to get put into a camp or put into prison. Prison as in a FEMA camp, but it'll be like prison style. They're not going to let anybody out for at least, I think, hold on, 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks. They're not going to let anybody out for 3 weeks. So if you come out in this quarantine in 3 weeks, you will be punished by FEMA. What they do to you, I don't know. I have no ideology from FEMA. I just know what I have been trained for the past 3 months.
And what have you been trained for?
Riot control, rationing, close off major highways, close off roads. I told you about these drones. That is a true story. The drones will be out looking. If you can't see them, it's because they're 1,000 feet in the air. They're small little drones that have thermal cameras. They'll pick you up pretty much, and then you'll be targeted. So,
okay, you guys, did you hear that? That's my homie, Bug. Now you know. All right, Audrina, you know me and you have been talking about this. We have a inside connect on this, and everything that we've been hearing from what your friend has been telling us and versus what this guy is saying. I'm still going to listen to what he said, but he said it's been going. He said that we were going to be closed off and weren't going to be able to go outside. He said that, when was that the last time we talked to him? About 2 weeks ago. He said we were going to be in, they were going to induce the Stafford Act. We weren't going to be able to go outside, and these drones was going to pick us up. This was supposed to have happened last week, but we're still able to walk around. But he did say that the military was going to come in and that we were all going to have to be put on a stay in place, and that's happened. Okay. Yeah. Ah, you know what? Let me tell you something. Oh, this is crazy. I gotta get Audrina on here. Let me find you, Audrina. Let me find out that you know something you ain't saying. Oh my God, y'all, this is crazy.
Hello, Auntie B. I ain't put that picture, Joe. Auntie B.
Yeah.
Look, that guy always talking about he gotta go all the time And when you just asked him a question, he said one thing, he couldn't even get the lie straight, and then
He hung up on
went
me.
on to something else.
Right, and then he hung up
Well,
on
that's
me.
good.
Girl, now you know. Stop
His
playing.
phone might have hung up. I believe he hung up on you because he couldn't get his lies straight fast enough. And I was cracking up. You know, I was cracking up.
Yeah, because you know he wasn't expecting me to ask questions like that. He wasn't ready for my questions.
Did you see my text where I said my daughter saying that you just
Yeah, you just want attention. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Forgive me for doing that in your chat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Hey, Damian Morgan, thank you for joining us. All right, well, let me take, you know who I'm going to call next. Bug. You better be ready because I'm getting ready to call
Okay.
you.
All right. Hey, tell him, yeah, get him on the phone. Get him on the phone.
Okay, I'm going to call him now. Bye.
Okay.
All right. I got my homeboy I'm getting ready to call. And I know he better get ready to answer the phone because you know I'm calling you. So don't even be playing. Don't try to act like you don't act like you busy. Cause you know I will call you out.
Hello?
Look.
What up, though?
What up, man? I got you on live. Ha! It's on.
How about
it's
that?
on. It's on. Did you hear that caller? Not this caller, Adrena. Not Adrena. That guy caller. Did you hear him with his mess?
Yeah, except the last part I didn't get to hear because I got another call at the same time, so I cut it off. But I heard that Star Trek show he was on.
Man, I don't know what to say about this stuff. I don't know what to say about it at all.
I can just say this. If you're a person that's an outside of the box thinker, you'll get it. It'll stand out. But if you're just somebody that's just tempered by fear, you'll buy anything somebody says. So
he said it's going to start tomorrow at 8 p.m. West Coast time.
I mean, look, I can just say this. It definitely is a measure of, excuse me, it is a measure of this government grooming this country for martial law.
Yeah.
I mean, it's practically there anyway. I mean,
yeah.
People thought that wall that they were building up in Mexico was supposed to keep them out. No, that's to keep us in. This is the same thing that happened back. I don't know if you got a lot of Bible readers or not, but this is Israel all over again. People don't want to see it that way, but the truth is the truth. It says in it that the first ones to go will be the fearful and the unbelieving. So,
okay, now he's saying that he has memos and pictures of, let me see, he has email and I have pictures of my memos and documents. Okay, if you can send those to me, Josh, my email is bdaniels153@gmail.com. And he says New World Order will happen soon.
It already is.
Yeah.
Can anybody name another time in history every other country is all in alignment with the U.S. and they're all implementing the same exact system? Think about that.
And he said once he sends me this information, he will not be able to contact me again. And why is that? If you have a VPN, you should be able to. He said implementation will start August 21st. Implementation has already started, if that's what you're trying to get at. They have already started different things. Hey, Juice Rock. So what kind of implementation are you talking about, Josh, that will start April 21st? So He says it's all airborne, so it pretty much wouldn't matter if you wear a mask at all. Then, if what he's saying is true, it wouldn't matter if you wear a mask because it'll probably
But
still get through the fibers.
if it was airborne, then wouldn't more people have it now?
Yeah, everybody would be dead from it if it was airborne. You know, because people, like myself, I wear a mask. If it was airborne, it would be a lot more people a lot more cases of people would have it.
I think it's two agents that involved. I think they have the one that they use as the mask, the coronavirus flu,
Mhm.
and then they have the one that they mutated. Because how is it that you got some people who get sick, right? And they
Okay,
tell them
wait one
sit in
second.
the
Okay, Josh, if it's airborne, why why don't a lot more people have it? You said it's airborne, and you said look at how it's spreading. It's spreading because of cross contamination. People coughing, and they said it lasts in the air, in the mist of when people sneeze, cough, and all of that. Is all through that, and it's though that mist is still in the air. Other people could walk through it. This could be cross contamination or anything. If it was strictly all airborne, a lot more people would have it, and a lot more people would be dead. So I'm not understanding what you're saying. Yep, this is Snipe on the line, Damien. You know Damien Morgan?
hmm
Okay, because he asking is that you?
What
Yeah,
up, D?
and it can't survive in heat. So you guys make sure you keep oranges on hand. Make sure you keep onions on hand, and you have a big enough pot with water. Let that water boil, and you breathe in that steam because that will help you because it is not surviving heat.
Well, I guess I'm good out here in Arizona then, huh?
No, not exactly, because the temperature is still not hot enough. Oh Lord, Audrina says she got it. She said, Auntie B, I have it after listening to Tyler. Audrina, you gotta stop it. Stop the madness. Damn it,
You know what? Real
Audrina.
talk. That wouldn't be something I want to talk into existence. Real shit.
He says you need to be taking zinc and vitamin B. Um, okay,
Well, that's a given anyway.
also,
Everybody should be doing that regardless.
yeah. Also, you can take iodine tablets. That helps with the metal that they're spraying in the air with the 5G. Take iodine pills. It's kind of making me
Yeah.
think. I don't know. I don't know, you guys. What do you guys think? What do you think about what he say? What do you think about what he say?
I mean, until he produces the information on paper, I guess it's just his words. But until then, it's just open to speculation.
Yeah, I want to see. I want to see this information.
Personally, I don't know.
He said he
I
sent
read a
you.
lot.
Your friend Damien said he sent you some information. He wants you to share it with me.
I've already did that.
Okay.
That's what I was saying.
Okay. Oh, what I got? What you sent me? Yeah.
Right. Right.
He says y'all laughing, making it a joke. Everything I said is true, and you can look into it. And he says, "Good luck sending you the files now." Okay. Now, um, Joshua, Josh, sorry. What is your last name, Josh? He says it is encrypted static IP. Please do not use Wi-Fi while looking at it. Okay.
Hmm.
Hey D. Yeah, Tekashi 6ix9ine has been released from jail this morning. I'd like to know how it goes or how it's gonna go for him. He's been going out snitching on all the bloods, all the information that he knows, just a whole
Man,
lot of
look,
things. I wonder how
it's
long
gonna
it's.
go. It's gonna go the same way it went for 50 Cent. It's gonna go the same way it went for Rick Ross.
Mhm.
Everybody's credibility was shot a long time ago. They were proven to be informants talking to the cops, yet they haven't missed a beat. That man aligned himself with the right music and with the right people co-signing, it'll be
Mhm.
like he never left.
Mhm.
If trust me, man, look, we're in a whole different lane now. We're not in a lane where snitching is frowned upon. You heard all these people coming out with justified excuses for it. If it was me, I would have such a whoop-de-whoop.
Mhm.
So that right there lets you know, you know what I'm saying? That lets you know right there what the temperament is in society as a whole. Youngsters don't have the same code that we grew up on.
Mhm.
You know, square business. You know, so he could be coming out as long as he's making money, they'll justify it. Well,
Right.
look, he came out, and then I wouldn't even be surprised just for the fact that he went to jail, that he gets some kind of measure of respect from these youngsters,
And that's what I'm saying. He's
thinking that
gonna
he's
get
hard.
out. He's gonna get out, and ain't nothing gonna happen to him. Nothing at all, because of the simple fact is he does not have dark skin. They're gonna take on his role as, I don't mean to offend anybody that's not, you know, that's Hispanic, white, or any other race, but when he has that lighter skin, they're going to look at him as white and they're going to protect him. They're not going to let anything happen to him.
As long as he keeps pushing their agenda, they won't.
Yeah. So he's going to get out basically and tell on more people, and a lot more things is going to happen to other people, and nothing's going to happen to him.
Nah, I don't think he's gonna tell them. He
I think
might,
he's going to
but
tell on some more people. He's going to try to get around, find out more information, and they're going to, and I think then when he's out, he goes to trying to be around other people. Other people ain't going to trust him. Somebody going to kill him. Because you don't
I
go
know.
somewhere and go to snitching and you dealing with the feds and you snitching to the feds and then you think you're going to come back out around everybody else and you telling things, they coming for your head.
If that was the case, he wouldn't have never made it into court. Let's just be 100. If this
Well,
was the
they
old
don't want to
days,
do it in while they in jail. They're going to do it while they out because he's going to get set up.
well, no, if he's in jail, they probably had him in a secured facility by himself. They didn't let him just be with
Yeah.
everybody. You know, because real talk, even if nobody really was tripping on the snitch part,
Yeah.
they're going to try to use him as to get a name. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So they definitely kept him away from everybody else, the general
Yeah.
populace. So that ain't nothing. But again, if we all harping over snitching, 50 Cent wouldn't still be around.
50 Cent, yeah,
You know what I'm
because
saying?
he was out there
Rick
snitching
Ross
big
wouldn't
time.
still be around. You dig what
Yes.
I'm saying? Let's
And
be 100 now. Let's be
Jay
100.
Z, even.
Exactly. Puffy. I mean,
Okay.
you got so many people that you know
Was out
at
here
some point or
snitching.
another,
Yeah.
at some point or another, because if for no other reason, just because they got a lot to lose.
Right. It's a
You know what
lot
I'm
of the
saying?
rappers out here that people don't know that's been snitching and saying a lot of things. And, you know, um, and just getting away with it like it's just okay to do. You know, that ain't cool.
The code has changed, shorty. Simple as that.
There's no
You know,
loyalty to your peoples no more.
none. There's more loyalty to the other man than the brother man. For
Yep,
real,
it's
though.
loyalty to the money. That's what it is. Cause you're turning on your
Right.
own brother just to get a dime.
And what is money again?
Evil. The root of all
Ah,
evil.
well, there it is there.
And that's bad when you turn and just look at what we in now right now. In the middle of this coronavirus, and it's just the power, the division of the power, and one person wants this person power, and like we were talking earlier, this person wants this person power when, you know, you have your own country, you have this country, have your power in your country, let this person have power in their country, but you want power over the whole world. And like we
Well,
were saying, other countries,
that
when America goes to other countries like China, we were talking about this. America's president has to go to another country. He bows down, he kisses that man's hand. And when that man comes to our country, the foreign land, the president here still bows down to that man in his own country. He's breaking his own power. He's breaking his manhood. So that's letting me see that you're nothing but just a pawn. You're nobody because this is your land, your country. You are on your grounds, but you still bowing
nah.
down to this man, and he's coming in your yard.
So that lets you know this is the daughter of Babylon, not Babylon itself.
So which
Just like the
country
Bible
is
says.
Babylon? Because you got to think about that. Which country is truly Babylon? Because even over in Africa, you go to Africa, you're bowing to them. You go to China, you bowing to them. You go to Russia, you're bowing to them. You go over to where's England? You bow down to the Queen. I mean, you
Actually,
literally getting down on one in Africa and in England. You're damn near literally getting down on one knee and kissing the Queen's hand.
and if she comes over here,
And you still gotta bow down and kiss her hand. So
as well as the Pope.
exactly,
And that's just a religious figure. He doesn't even
exactly.
hold the political status, but
So you gotta
he's
look at
still.
it this way: which one is the head? Who's the mother of it?
Well, you gotta look at it for what it is. We're a corporation here. You got a president. You got a board of directors, which is Congress. And then you got your managers for
Yeah,
each sector. That's the senators.
yeah,
You dig? So this isn't a kingdom. This is a corporation.
yeah,
That's why there's no loyalty here. We're sitting up here tripping and frolicking. Let's keep one thing in mind, people. We are considered a minority. If you look up the word minority, it means not a part of the majority.
yeah,
So that time when Trump bellowed out about how I don't know why blacks are even tripping for it, they're not even real Americans.
right,
He was not lying. He was not lying.
yeah,
They do not recognize us as real Americans. We're 5, 6 generations deep born here.
yeah,
Yet when the levees broke, all of our people in New Orleans were called what? Insurgents.
and they let us know
Ref-
we're worthless to them. When that happened, we're
refugees.
worthless. Yep.
Exactly. How are you a refugee in the country you were born in? How that work?
Because they figure just because we were born here, we're not our ancestors are not from here. We're not natural Americans. But you look at it, neither is the white man. They're not natural American. The only one that is natural to this country is a Native American Indian. But the white man
And
came in and took all of that from them. Now, like I said, this is not to offend anyone that is Caucasian at all. But when they came from the other countries to the European countries, every country they came to, they took over, they discovered it. How in the hell did you discover it? What you mean you discovered it when other people was living here? That means that was already their land. You didn't discover it. You just came there and you seen people. You didn't discover it. People was already here. You came and you took over. You bullied people out of what was already rightfully theirs. Just like they go to Africa and they took people from Africa. But the thing is that people are not realizing people over in Africa sold off some of their own people into slavery. And when they sold them into slavery, they brought them to different places, to different countries. When they seen that some of those slaves were getting sick, they dropped them off in that country. And that's where they came into to England. There was Africans in England. There's Africans in Asia. There's Africans in there's Africans everywhere. But that was because of the slave ship that they were on. They were getting dropped off there. So there was slavery. There are Africans everywhere that have been enslaved, not just in the U.S.
Well, that in itself should let people know. I mean, look, if people that are listening here are Bible readers, the Bible talks about a lost tribe.
Yes. Come on now, talk about it. Talk about it.
Definition of a lost tribe. Let's see. Name another race of people that had 7 name changes. I'll wait.
Yeah, that's another thing. We are the only people, the indigenous people, that has had 7 name changes. And we started off.
You know why, right?
Huh?
You know why, right?
Because we are the chosen people.
Exactly. And then when there's a fight, there's a winner and a loser, correct?
Exactly.
And
we
after
have
that,
been victorious, even though we we haven't really lost the fight, but we're losing in the battle only because we don't have our own. We can't call Africa our own because we don't know anything about Africa, and Africa will not accept. If we go to Africa and try to be there, they wouldn't even want us there because we're not them. Because our blood has been so intertwined with other bloods that we're not African. We don't have a pure African blood. There is no pure blood anymore, even in Africans.
Well,
but they have more of the pure blood than we do in America.
I think it's a little deeper, but I can agree with and attest to a lot of what you said.
Okay.
Definitely.
Well, add your input to it.
Well, it's just simply that. It's just the math has to add up. It has to be logical, and a lot of what they teach us to believe in is fantasy.
Okay,
for real,
Damien is asking, what is the Lost Tribes?
The Lost Tribe is the people who were taken or chased out of Israel, landed in Africa, and then the Africans, Arabs, and the Europeans got together, conspired to sell them into slavery. So the lost people are the ones that, like I stated earlier, 7 name changes. Another definition of a lost people. How can you keep going to another race of people to learn about you better than from your own people? Makes no sense.
Right.
But yet that's what our people do.
Yeah.
I can go up to people right now, my other brothers and sisters, and tell them all of this information, and they'll look upside my head like I'm smoking crack. But let somebody else from another race get up on YouTube and release a video saying everything I said verbatim. And now all of a sudden, it's gospel.
Yeah. But when your eyes are open and you acknowledge a lot of things and you're woke to a lot of things, people don't want to see it and don't want to take it as that. But if you still sleep and somebody else tell you, you know, tell you some things, and you be like, but how can you tell me more about me when you ain't me? I'm not saying me personally, but I'm saying, again, you guys don't take this the
No,
wrong way.
no. You know what? I'm gonna tell you this,
No,
real
I have
talk.
to say this
We need to
because
get.
I
We
have
gotta get
people
away.
of multi races on here.
I get that.
And I
I
don't want
get
people
that.
to
But
think
you
that
know
I'm
what?
bashing anybody. I'm not. But what I'm saying is, just like Hispanic, how can I say anything about Hispanic, tell them what they are, who they are, when I have not lived? I'm part Hispanic, but I can't tell them everything fully about Hispanic because I'm not. I identify majority of me with being around black people. And I say my
Okay.
people because that's what I identify myself. Because even if I was to go around and be around Hispanics, I don't speak enough Spanish. I don't look Hispanic enough. And I have not grew up around them to know their culture. So, and then you look at the color of my skin. I have a different coloring of skin, but I don't look Hispanic enough. So they're not going to accept me in.
Okay. Well, the thing about all of that, I get that, and that is the way society has been set up. However, it's not about that. It's about bloodline.
Yeah.
It always has been, always will be. It matters to the Most High. Let's just put it like that. To us, we could. It was a German man that actually came up with the term race because that's what all of us are running. Get it?
But see, the
And
thing
when
is this: when you cut yourself, I bleed red just like you bleed red. The next person blood is red. It's just my outside. My skin color just happens to be a different color. I still have two eyes, one mouth, two legs, two hands, just like everybody else. I sit down, pee, you stand up and pee. But I still bleed, just like you do. We don't have the same emotions, but I have a heart just like you do. And I don't knock nobody for their religion. I don't knock nobody for, the color of their skin. Some people just know things and some people don't know. And, I know a lot of my heritage, just like, well, from what I know, what I was told from what the textbooks tell me. And as I'm growing, I know the heritage of what I should know about my people, not just from what the white man wants the black people to know. Just like Native American, they know their heritage, they know their ancestry. People from Germany, they know their heritage and ancestry. People from China, they know theirs. But black people, we really do not know ours because we have been stripped from so much.
dig it, and so, but there is some of us that do know that have come up on the information. The tragic part is that the majority of us aren't trying to hear that.
Yeah.
We're too caught up. The way that Satan got this world designed, it's all about distraction. You either distracted about your bills, you either distracted about your kids, you either distracted about your mate, you either distracted about your job, just your career, or what direction you're going in.
Yeah.
Hell, if it's not any of that, you're distracted about whether it's who's better, LeBron or Mike. You're distracted by whatever fight that's going on VH1 reality shows.
Yeah.
You're distracted by whatever beef that's going on in entertainment. This is the things that have been put in place to keep us distracted while they strategically put everything that they need to in place to implement their BS.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The only ones that are going to get this real talk is the outside of the box thinkers.
Yeah.
It's really though, when an impending threat comes, who's going to get the chance to analyze and assess and be able to address it? The ones outside of the box or the ones in?
And see, that's why I said, people, you have to open your mind to a lot of different things. Okay, there is the Bible, but The Bible is made for what the white man want us to know. There is a higher being, higher than me and you, but in the Bible it does give you his name. And everybody's
Exodus
sitting up here calling
3:14.
by so many different names, but when it's time, when he comes for you, do you know the name to call him by? Yes, he is the Father, but do you know the name to truly call him by?
You know, even if you look up the word God in the dictionary, the definition says power.
Mm-hmm.
So we already know power is in his name, yo.
Yeah,
You
there's
dig?
power. There's the power in his name. Amen. But can you tell the people, for you people that don't know the real name of the Father, book, can you tell them the name?
Sure. So before I say it,
Mm-hmm.
let me assess and let them know.
Okay.
If you own a King James version of the Bible, you can look in Exodus 3:14. Actually, you got to look from 3:13 to about 3:16 because you can't just read one scripture by itself. Any one scripture by itself can be taken into any context. So you have to read the ones before it and the one after
Mm-hmm.
in order to understand the context of what that scripture means. So, with that being said, when the Most High was speaking to Moses and he gave him a message, Moses asked him after the message was given, when I approach the children of Israel and I give them this message, whom shall I say delivered it to them?
Mm-hmm.
The Most High said his name, I am that I am.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you have a Strong's Concordance book,
Mm-hmm.
which is basically the source for the Bible. It takes every single word out of the Bible and then it reverts it back into Hebrew or Greek.
Okay,
And
can you
then it
say
lets
that?
you know,
Okay, go ahead.
okay, so for the name that I am in,
Mm-hmm.
it's Ahia, Ashah, Ahia. Ahia is I am, Ashah is that.
Mm-hmm.
He
I
told
am that I
Moses,
am. That's
he
right.
told Moses, exactly, he told Moses, this is my name forever. So that means it has no expiration date. It also means when he also said, and this is my memorial for all generations. That includes ours, that includes our children, that includes our children's children, and so forth and so on. It doesn't stop. People say that it doesn't matter the name. That's BS. I call BS on that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure everybody listening know the name of their father, know what his first name is, but would not address him as such.
That's
They
right.
call him dad. If they were to call him by his first name, he would take that as a sign of disrespect. And if you persist on it, like the way most people continue to do by miscalling him,
Mm-hmm.
then they tend to get punished for that.
Right.
Well, you got to look at it from a bigger. You got to look at it from a bigger perspective.
All right.
The Father is the same way. He's no different. If we are patterned after Him, you got to understand where that comes from. Then
Okay.
that energy. You dig? So I personally feel that it's like this. It's like this, B. If you was walking down the street and somebody was calling out Laura or Gloria
And that ain't
or
my name. I don't
Margaret,
know who you calling.
but wait, they're coming right up to your face and looking you dead in your eye and calling you these different names.
And I'm gonna say, excuse me, who are you calling? Do I know you?
Exactly.
That's not my name.
But wait a minute. What if they then turn around and argue, well, it's just a name, why are you tripping?
That's not my name. If you're gonna call me,
Exactly.
please call me by my name, and this is my name.
Exactly. And yes, there is power in names you call.
Oh yeah.
Satan has been benefiting off of this for centuries.
Yes.
Having
Forever.
everybody calling all these names. Like, okay, let's take for instance the name Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Letter J is barely 500 years old in this alphabet.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible is over 2,000 years old.
And then they said the J is silent. It's pronounced Yeshua. But
you got to ask yourself, what were they calling him before that letter J?
yeah.
And better yet, who are you calling on now when you say it? Because the name Jesus means Hail Zeus. It's pronounced Jesus, but it means
Hail Zeus.
Hail Zeus. And Zeus isn't his name. But
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, though. Christ says his name in Hosea 2:16.
Yeah.
Edomites tried to change the name, the wording around, and try to say the Most High said it, but that makes no sense because if he says back in Exodus that this is my name forever, why would he then turn around later on in the
And
book and
change it
say,
to something
okay, I
else.
changed my name,
Right.
let me call myself this? They just trying to confuse people, yo.
And his name, what his word stands firm. He tells you, and he stands on his word. What he says is final. He don't
Exactly.
never
And here's another
deviate
thing,
against what he says. It's
real
man who
stick,
deviates against what he say. What he say
real
is
stick.
written and stamped and done and final.
And here's another thing. Man can change the words. The Most High won't. So everything that was written in that book has to happen. There is no kumbaya around the world that's going to save this country. It's going up.
Yeah.
We're seeing the preparations for it right now. So if people are open-minded enough to go and do the research, I could definitely send information to them so they can see it for themselves. You can't live it vicariously through somebody else. You got to do the research. Even if every single person on there that's listening hears every word I says and they can hear the weight in every word and they believe it, I still implore to you these three words: do the research.
All right,
Don't ever just go on
hold that
one
thought
man's
right
word.
there. You guys, I'm not meaning to come on here and preach to you about nothing, but I want to enlighten you. I want to spread the word to you because right now we need fellowship. We need each other, and we need to stand on his promise to uplift each other and enlighten each other to him. And I would be wrong if I know the truth about the Father, the Most High, and I don't bring it to you to enlighten you about him. And I would fail as a person. I would fail as my promise of my promise that I made to him, that I will try to guide as many people to him as I can.
I can tell you this, I concur exactly with that. I don't certainly want to get on the pulpit if they're asking me questions. And I just look at it from a logical point of view.
I don't want
You
to get
can't
on the
look at,
pulpit with it either because I'm just a foot soldier.
no
I'm
doubt,
in a
we
foot
all
soldier
are. But
in
see,
his
what we're
army,
doing right here
spreading
is what
his
they
truth.
consider doing the work.
And I hate to see that a lot of my brothers and sisters are lost by the wayside of thinking outside the box and believing with and conditioned to believe what we were taught instead of knowing the actual and factual truth. Now, I'm not saying
No
don't
doubt.
believe in him at all, but just don't fall for the BS that what everybody is trying to tell you of their words. Know the truth. Know your maker. Know the creator. And when it's time that he comes for you, you know what to call him. And you will know his face when you see him. And you bow down to him, the Father.
I guess enough said.
You know, because I remember me and you having these conversations years ago when you first got started. And I'm like, okay, you didn't think I was listening to you, but my mind, I had to think and listen and think with an open mind and absorb a lot of what you were saying. I'm like, okay, a lot of this makes sense. And then I got to reading. I'm like, okay, so this is adding up. Okay, so he ain't so crazy. My nigga ain't so crazy. Okay, well, let me check this out. And I would call you and like, okay, tell me some more. And so as I got into it and I started looking and researching, I'm like, okay, this is all making sense. And then also knowing of how the Bible has been changed around to fixate on one group of people, which took us and actually took us, enslaved us, and then there was another set of people who put us into the bondage to be this way. So I'm like, okay, I don't believe y'all, and I don't believe y'all. What do I believe? And so I had a lot of things right in front of me of where the belief should be, and now I have what the facts in front of me. So I said, okay, I'm gonna believe the facts that's set in front of me. I'm not gonna believe this. I'm not gonna believe that. I'm gonna believe what's set in front of me that I can see and know for myself.
Dig it. No, at the end of the day, like I said, you can't live your life for the Most High vicariously through somebody else's testimony and fellowship. You can't lean on them and expect to get put in like that. You know what I'm saying? The father is a parent. You got to look at him the same way a parent is. Look at it this way. Remember back in the day, for the ones that have brothers and sisters, when you were kids and you did something messed up at the house, but you tried to skirt out before anybody got home so you can, nobody would really catch wind. When you came back, everybody looking at you crazy. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, ooh, Dad said he want to talk to you. And then you're like, oh, wait, y'all didn't tell him this? You didn't cover for me? You need to go in there and talk to him yourself.
Okay, before you keep going on, I have one person that said, Snipe Book, if you want more people to believe what you say, come on the chat more. So if you don't mind, I can bring you on here.
Okay, I mean, let me be clear with everyone. I'm certainly, again, I'm not on the pulpit with this. I'm just a person that took the time.
Just like the rest of us.
Exactly.
But what you know, you can spread what you have learned in your learning through your journey. You can spread what you have learned to other people so that everybody else is okay.
I could dig that. I could start with this then.
Okay.
I could tell you that the word religion, if you look it up in the original Webster's dictionary, it has two different definitions. The first one is evil, semicolon, to deceive, semicolon, to mislead. The second one, the imitation of truth. My belief, this is my belief, and just based on research, the day that religion was born was the 4th of July. And I'm sure people are going to be like, man, what the hell? I shall explain.
Okay.
On that particular day, Nimrod, who was the leader of the world at that time,
okay,
and he was commanding millions to create a tower.
Okay.
Before the tower was nearly finished, he climbed to the top of it, of where they were at, and declared war against the Father by shooting an arrow in the air.
Okay.
The Father retaliated by sending down the angels to disperse the people. And how they did it was, they went around to everybody and they touched them. You didn't see the angels, but they touched everybody. You didn't think any different. You didn't feel any different. You didn't act any different. But when you talked, that's the difference. 70 languages were born that day. Now keep in mind, everybody worshipped Nimrod as God. So now, after the languages were dispersed, he now has several different names. Because see, they call Nimrod God too. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, except now, he has all these different names. So every religion that has dispersed in every culture, that name is derivative under Nimrod, whether they know it or not. The difference between religion and the truth is one word. Well, actually two. The first one, accountability.
Right.
See, in religion, it teaches you, well, you could do dirt all week. Just come into church and scream amen and hallelujah, and your life is like an Etch-a-Sketch. You just shake it up, you get to start all over
And that's
again.
what they're saying that Catholics do. No matter what you do, as long as you come in and repent and you talk to this man in a box and tell him all your sins is forgiven, how can another man, okay, even if he's a man of the cloth, but how can another man forgive me for all my sins? I thought I was supposed to take it to the Most High and repent to him and
That's
ask for
exactly what the
forgiveness.
Father says to do too. See, what that method is right there, that's how those churches are able to get into everybody's business. You telling them all of your business, and then they know how to manipulate you in
Yep.
that. Simple as that.
I don't like letting another man have that much power over me.
Exactly. But when dig it, but when you're in this truth and you discover this truth,
Yeah.
you realize from the strength that you gain from it,
I already
that you
have
can
enough
look
of a
back.
man having power over me. That's because I'm married to him. And then you go to work, you have a man that have power over you because he's your boss. But I don't want to have to be at home and go to church, and have somebody having power over me. And you know what? Just because you have a faith, that don't mean you have to go to a church. Your church is you.
Actually, church is two or more people discussing the Most High and communion and
Exactly. That's what I'm
fellowship.
saying. You are your church. You and
Not a
another
building.
person fellowshipping.
Not a building.
That's a church.
Here's another thing. A lot of people don't research what they even worship. Like, say for instance, my mother and a lot of my family members are Jehovah's Witnesses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you look up the word Jehovah as it's written in the book,
Mm-hmm.
it means it's the name of a mountain, Jehovah Jireh.
Yeah.
It doesn't say anywhere in that book that is his name. Nowhere. Even in Exodus, it doesn't say my name is Jehovah.
And then they say Jehovah Yahweh.
That's to me, that's what? Yiddish?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that is a race of people who have adopted and claim to be the lost people of Israel. How can you be lost and then go back in 45? Or was it 39, 1939, I believe, or something like that. Right after the war, that World War, all of a sudden you start seeing Khazarian Jews infiltrating Israel. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're not even the true Jews. I mean, how can you have a suffix for a name? Think about that. People don't look at that for what it is. ISH means to be like.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To imitate. So if they're Jewish, well then who's the true Jew?
Mm-hmm.
Because think about it, the word Jew is derivative of Judah.
Yeah.
People don't put that together.
Yeah.
Even the word hue, human,
Mm-hmm.
it actually is misspelled. It was actually originally Hueman, as in hue, as in tint, as in the original man being of color.
Yeah.
Human.
Yeah.
There's things that people don't look at.
Yeah.
You got to see it. You got to see past what they sit in front of your face.
Yep.
The best hiding place is right in front of your face.
Yeah. And like they said, if you want to hide something from somebody, put it in a book. Because a lot of people don't read.
Here's a joke, though. When that joke was first derived, they were referring to the Bible.
Yeah. Yeah. Because if you
That
look
book
in
is
the
about
Bible,
our people's
you
journey, yo.
You have to decipher in that Bible what's real and what's not real. Because they do put a lot of BS in there. And a lot of in there is truth.
True that. But see, before you even go in the book, I would stress that people take a moment, if they take, especially with the name that I had said earlier, and they pray for understanding.
Yeah.
Once you do, you humble yourself to that, and you pray for understanding. When you go in that book, I promise you, you will not read it the same way as any other time in your life you read it before.
Yeah.
But here's another thing to dispel a couple of myths about the book. For one thing, that book was written by a black or a so-called black man. King James was a Hebrew.
Yeah.
They just killed him and his two sons,
Yeah.
and then put a white family in his position, in his place.
Yeah.
That's how that ran down.
Yeah.
But before he went, because he was the last one left in the Dark Ages that they got rid of, before he left, he decreed to have the Hebrew and Greek scrolls translated into a language that his people would be able to understand in the future.
Yeah.
And here's another thing. That man created this world's first newspaper. I'll break it down. People always make the argument the book is false because it takes the same story and in one chapter it says one thing.
Yeah.
And then in the next time it comes in, you add stuff to it or stuff is taken out of the story and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Well, you got to look at it like this. The men that they use for the names of each one of those chapters are reporters. And just like a situation, an event happened, you got some reporters that get there early, they report what they see leading up to the event and the event itself. Then you got some reporters that get there just when the event's about to start. They start reporting what they see and so forth. Then you got some that get there late.
Yeah.
But they report what they see, and then also they tend to be the ones that stay after the fact to report what happens in the after effects of what the event caused.
Right.
Then you have somebody else that takes all of the different stories and comes up with one consensus for all of it. That's what you get in the book. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Then you also can keep in mind that you're going to have some reporters that might personally know somebody involved in the event. So they'll be privy to certain information others may not.
Right. And then that's what you call a testimony.
You feel me? So if you look at it from that perspective, it's written in book form, but that's really a newspaper.
Right. Yeah. So
Let that sink in for a minute.
Yeah. See, we can go all day and talk about this and go back and forth and compare things, but I ain't here to preach to nobody. I'm just here
It's
to
about the math, yo.
Huh?
It's about the math. It's about the math. The math has to add up.
Yeah.
It really does.
I'm just here to help everybody have a good day and enlighten your spirit and try to help, your life go a little bit smoother and bring you the news. So
I appreciate you letting me be on your show.
No problem. Okay. So what else can we talk about with the people? Is there anybody want to call in? Let me know. Before I let him off the line, does anybody want to call in? Well, thank you, Bella. I'm glad I can do that for you. She said this is touching her spirit right now. Yeah, anytime that I can enlighten somebody, it touches my spirit because it touches somebody else. That lets me know that I'm doing my job, what he puts on me to spread to somebody else.
All praises to the Most High.
All right. Now, to the meat and potatoes. What else you want to talk about? Because me and you get on all kind of conversations and talk about many different things. Hold on, let me take this call. Hold on 1 second, let me see.
All right.
Okay. I'm on live. Audrina, I'm still on live. You have to type in your message because I can't put you on here with him. Type in your message, Audrina. All right. Curtis, I'm going to call you right back. Let me call her.
Okay.
I'll call you right back. All right.
All right.
Bye. All right, Audrina. I'm calling.
Hey, Aunty B and chat. How's everybody doing today?
All right, what's going on, Audrina?
Aunty B.
Yes, ma'am.
Look, I understand everything that he's saying about the Bible, and this conversation that we had, I told him I don't like to put my religion on people. Now, if he come in and he talk about the Bible, you just can't talk about it one day. You understand what I'm saying? To make people understand what he is saying about the Bible.
And he is willing to come
You
on and speak
understand?
on
Just
it again. He's willing to. He said he will.
okay. That's what I'm saying. But if you notice, you lost, you lost, you lost the chat. You lost half of your people. Not just because people, a lot of men, they feel like ain't no man gonna tell me. I got this far. I don't need no man to tell me. I know who I pray to the Most High. Most people ain't gonna listen to what somebody grown has to say. I'm that type of way, but me and this guy, we had that conversation the other night. But you know what I'm saying? If you decide to have him to come on, tell him he needs to come on more. If that's what your people, would like.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure your people would like that. I'm pretty sure, but, we just can't take up everybody's time because a couple of people in the chat said different things. Because I'm looking at everything and I said, that's why I don't like to bring the Bible up.
Yeah, but I
Because
don't see
that's one
anybody saying
conversation.
anything negative so far.
Right. No, it's not that. Your, says the coronavirus. It's all right to have people on there,
But
and
I can
I
also
know
go in and
everybody.
change that. I can go in and change it. It's just that I change it at the end of the show. I haven't changed it because it's a format that's set out from the beginning. So that's what comes up from the beginning. But I can go in and change it to whatever I want to change, the name that I want to change it to. So when people see that name, they can always come back and watch it.
I believe the same thing he believes.
Okay.
But we had people in the chat that didn't. And you understand what I'm saying? They just wasn't aware of what was coming down. You understand what I'm saying? So
well, I
if
still
we
have
took
the
a
same
vote,
people.
I would vote for him to come back on. I would vote.
Okay. I still
I'd
have
love to hear,
everybody
but
that's in
I
here.
like to
Everybody that I
pray
had
and
in here
all of
when he
that.
first started are still here.
Everybody's not in there. Everybody's not in there. If you could see me, Keita, Damien,
Still here.
Juice Rock.
Still here.
Yeah, we were. These are the people I'm saying that were still in the chat.
Everybody
but your
that
other
I
people,
see here on my list is still here in the chat. All these same people are still here.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. I'm looking at them. I'm seeing them. They're still here.
Mm-mm. No, they're not. But I'm not trying to tell you what to do with your check.
Who's gone?
I'm not trying to tell you. I don't want to waste time
No, you ain't
on,
wasting no time. I'm just asking
time.
you who's gone because I still see everybody's here.
I don't want to waste time. I don't want to waste time on that. You had some people, Alexis, Gracie. You had some people, Marsha. You had other people up in the chat, but that's fine. But I didn't have a problem with what he was saying because we all talked about this the other night. I'm just saying.
Because some people are just quiet listening. Like Gracie, she's quiet. Alexis
I'm like that
is quiet.
too. I told you that the other night. That's why I just let y'all talk. Because when people talk about the Bible, people got to read for themselves. They got to soak this in themselves. They got to read. And I'm just saying, our black people, we don't like to read.
Yeah.
And America know that. But I'm just saying, if he gonna come on, okay, let's start Bible study. If this what you want on your chat, I don't have no problem with that. I don't have no problem. So I'm gonna let you go so somebody else can call you.
Yeah, she said it was other people that came in and out. Because we have a lot of people that will come in and say hi and show their respect and say that they've been here and they'll leave out. But everybody that was here, asking questions and speaking, the same people are in here and they're leaving out. I mean, they're not leaving out; they're still here. Because actually, it says I have 11 people that are on here, and I don't have 11 people
You have
speaking.
14. You
Oh, see,
have 14.
okay, well,
You have
three
14.
people leaving is no big deal. Gracie is still here. Because Gracie
Look,
just
I
spoke
don't care
out.
about the people. I love to hear
I care about whether my
about
people
the
are here or
Bible,
not,
but
but like I said, I do have extras. Some people come in just to hear the totals and the numbers about the coronavirus. There are some people that will stay
right.
all the way through. I'm okay with
You're
that.
right. You're right.
I'm
You're
okay
right.
with that.
You're right.
See,
Okay.
Juice is still
I
here.
was just telling you. I'm just saying if you don't come in, then and we're gonna have Bible study,
It's not Bible study. It's
then
just
let us
speaking.
know
It's just
so that
speaking facts. It's not Bible
no,
study because
but
we
it's
ain't
a
gonna
lot
go
of
deep into
people
it.
that don't. It's a lot of people that don't know the word, and to teach people, it's more than just hearing it one time. You know what I'm saying? I got to keep reading the Bible. The Bible is right here next to my butt on my bed. I got to keep reading stuff over because a lot of times I don't understand things. And I be wanting to know. I want to hear how other people live, what's their religion,
Yeah.
and all of that. I want to know. I
Right.
want to know.
Right.
Yes, I do. So I have no problem. Yeah, no problem. I was just saying.
Okay. Well, everybody got,
Okay.
it ain't no big deal, I know what you're saying. But, it is a touchy subject. Some people has their religion and their faith and they don't want to hear nobody else's. But for every one person, out of 10 people, you're going to get maybe 7 people that don't want to hear it. But as long as I can reach 3, I'm okay with that because I have reached somebody. I may not be for
I got no
everybody.
problem.
I may not be for everybody. I'm not mad. People may not like my channel and what I say. I'm okay with that. But there's other people that will.
Yes, there is.
Just like with you as a person. Let me be like, I don't like Adrena. She ain't my cup of tea. Okay, so what? And keep it moving. Just because you don't like me don't mean somebody else won't like me, right? I put up
Yeah,
with your
but you
crazy
don't
butt.
live for other people. You can't worry about what other people think.
Exactly.
You can't worry about that. If you live your life like that, you can be it.
Because I ain't doing nothing
So,
wrong.
like the people on your chat, I feel like, this is becoming a part of my family because we was all on Kevin chat until you got kicked off.
Oh,
I'm
well.
just like, until you got kicked off,
Oh,
everybody
well.
loves you. So,
I done got kicked out of better places and worse situations, so. As long as I'm living, somebody gonna kick me somewhere.
yeah, did.
Just don't
That's,
kick me when I'm
she
down.
don't, I said it is hard to talk about religion.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't gonna agree. And as black people, we never gonna come together, so never.
Yeah.
So, okay, let Keita or D or somebody else, Juice Rock or somebody else that wanna call in and talk.
Okay.
Okay, I'm getting off the phone, chat.
Alrighty.
Have a nice night,
All right.
everybody.
All right.
I'm going back in the chat.
Okay.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye.
All right. Anybody want to come in? All right. All right. Anybody else want to call in, or do you guys want to talk to Snipe Book some more? I'm gonna let you guys make that decision. You guys want Snipe Book on to talk some more? Okay. All right, Boog, I'm calling you back. They want to hear what you got to say. So, uh-oh. I hung up the phone. You know it's me calling. Oh, my goodness.
Hello?
All right, they wanted you back, so you back.
There it is there.
All
Much
right.
appreciated, everyone. I'm certainly not here to disrespect anyone or make anyone feel awkward. If in fact there's any point that I do that, please call it out and I'll address it.
Okay. So, what else do you want to enlighten everybody with? Trying to think of something. Is there any questions that anybody would like to ask him? Exactly right, Marcia. She said if we as people don't engage in these conversations, we will not have the motivation to do the research and educate ourselves.
Henceforth, the name sheeple. If people are willing to just live by what somebody else tells them, and they're saying that they don't feel value their own opinion, their own self-worth,
Yeah.
that's not right.
Yeah.
You gotta have input in it. Got to.
Right.
You know.
So anybody have
You gotta
any?
take responsibility. I'm sorry. I was just gonna say we have to take responsibility. Truly, truly. If we really as a people want to see real true change, we have to first do this. The same way that we're willing to point the finger at every other race and say, you did this to me. Y'all did that to me. You did that.
You got one finger
Sooner or
pointed
later,
out,
we're
and you
going to
got
have
three
to.
other fingers pointed back at you.
No, what I was about to say was, sooner or later, we as a people need to take accountability and ask the question, what if we come from kings and queens
Mm-hmm.
on some Zamunda, Wakanda type thing? Because the Bible describes places just like that.
Mm-hmm.
If we come from there, well, what exactly was it our people did to push us out of favor with the Father so we fall all the way to the bottom of the list?
Mm-hmm.
Once we take accountability for what our ancestors did to fall out of pocket with the Most High, then and only then will true change happen.
And will we get our power
and
back
only
as the
then.
chosen? Yep.
Exactly. And that's when Christ will hear our call. Because it's not going to be one individual person that's going to do it. If that was the case, it would have happened already. Bible states that there will not be anybody to come save us. We have to save ourselves by first taking accountability as a people.
Okay, I have a lady,
You know?
Gracie Walters. She is saying we need powerful knowledge. We as black people need knowledge. How about the justice system and the government and the mark of the beast?
That all goes under the curse that we are under, people. All of this falls in line with the curse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, to put it like this, I'll say it this way so without getting too biblical with it, if you will. I'll use modern day situations to equate what the Bible states.
Mm-hmm.
What we did effectively is like this.
Mm-hmm.
You have children, of course, right?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if I took my kids to the park, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I dress them, and I take the time. I got boys and girls. I take the time to take the girls to the beautician so they get their hair all did nice. Boys to the barber shop to get the crispy haircut. Take them out to buy them outfit. Get them suited and booted. Girls dressed like elegant little ladies. Okay? Before we go, basically what I just described is the Father anointing our people with the position of king and queen and all the luxuries and trappings that go with it. Then I turn around and I tell my kids, okay, now we're gonna go over here to this place. I want you to act like you got some sense.
Mhm.
Okay? If you see other kids there and they're acting like they're doing whatever they want, you
Mhm.
don't do what they you do what I tell you to do. I'm your father.
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
So I even go to the point of having them pack play clothes with them. So if they see other kids playing, they simply change out of the clothes and stuff they had. I even had hair nets and hair wraps for the girls so they could put over their hairs so they don't mess up their hair playing outside with all the other kids, right?
Hold on one second. Hold that
That
thought. Hold that thought. Hey, Keita, are you still here? All right, Keita, I have a question for you. You remember what Tyler said his name was? Joshua what? Was it Joshua Baker or was it Joshua Cooper? It was something with the ER. You remember what he said his name was? Audrina, do you remember what that Josh said his name was? That Tyler guy? Because that guy, that caller that says he was military, he said he was going to send me something. And when I asked him to show me proof of what he was saying, I just was checking through my emails. I still haven't got it yet. And I haven't got a message through here that he sent it. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Joshua Cooper or Joshua Baker or something like that. Remember that name, Keita, what I was saying? I had put over in somebody else's chat that name. And I'll be doggone. Look at the name that just called up. This is what this guy said he's calling his name is. I'm trying to put the two and twos together. We'll see what it's adding up to. Because for some reason I'm thinking there's some BS in this game with him. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
all right, no problem. So you got the kids there, and what I basically did was anoint them with the position that they had, and all they had to do was just follow what I told them to do or
Mhm.
what the Father told them to do,
Mhm.
and they'd be able to continue having the same thing.
Right.
Okay?
Mhm.
Around this same time that our people were flourishing with technology and civilization, that's about the same time Edomites came out of the Caucasus Mountains, the original cavemen, the
Mhm.
Flintstones, if you will.
Mhm.
Okay? And they saw that what our ancestors created. Now, instead of them seeing it and becoming inspired and just going and creating their own, they wanted to get what we had.
Mhm.
So they basically did the same thing that they do to our athletes and our entertainers today. They got on their good side,
Mhm.
gassing their head up. Oh, you're great. That your people love you. Your worship, and our people were humble at first. Admittedly, they were all praises to the Most High. He's the reason why that we have what we have. But they were persistent. Oh, no, 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 it's not that. Look at them. They're worshiping you like God.
Mhm.
See?
Mhm.
See? See? And if you hear that over and over and over and over again, eventually you're going to believe it, correct?
Mhm.
That's what happens to our entertainers and athletes today, don't it? So that's the same thing that happened to our people back then.
Right.
They started believing the hype. They started popping their collars.
Mhm.
They started brushing their shoulders. You dig?
Right.
They, in fact, basically went to other cultures and started praying to their God.
My niece is
Started
on here.
indulging
The
in
one I
those
was
people's
telling you
culture.
that was we was thinking that she could possibly have coronavirus down in Georgia. She's on here on my live watching. Hey twin, love you. Mwah, love you. I'm glad you came.
Respect to her
That's the
and to
one I showed you
everybody
her
that's
picture, the one
online.
that looks just like me.
Salute.
This is my homeboy twin that's talking right now. You guys say hello to Mia, that's my twin, my niece.
Hi, Tamia.
Okay, I'm glad she don't have it because we thought that she did have it, her kids and her grandbabies, but
That's all praises to the Most
yeah,
High
yeah,
for that.
yeah. Oh my God, because it had me on pins and needles. I would risk catching coronavirus and going down there and see about them.
Mm,
That's my baby. Okay, I'm sorry. Go
I
ahead,
can dig
finish
it.
talking.
So yeah, it more or less was a position where our people were feeling themselves and they were going around trying to emulate what they were seeing from other cultures.
Uh huh.
So in essence, that'd be the same as me getting to the park with my kids after going through all the effort and work that I did, just
Right.
for them to turn around and take off from me and go run up on some other dude and start jumping up in his arms and trying to hug him, screaming, "Daddy,
Yeah.
Daddy."
Yeah.
I tell the truth. If that happened to anybody, any male, especially any males in it right now, if that happened to you, how would you feel about that? You dig?
Well, I'm
How
not a
would that
man,
make you?
but I could say if another child run up to me talking about daddy, I'll be like, "Who are you? I don't know you, kid."
Right,
I
right.
wouldn't
But at
push
the
him
same
away because
time,
this is a
how would
child.
you how
But
would
I'll
you
be
feel if
looking
you were
at
that
people like,
parent?
"Hey, whose child is this? Why does this child think I'm his daddy? I don't even know this child. This child ain't none of mine."
Dig it. But I'm just saying, how do you think that parent would feel if their children did that? You got to put that in a bigger perspective.
Yeah.
How do you think the father felt when he saw his chosen people deciding to change up
And
and
calling
go pray to
somebody
other
else
gods?
daddy. Yeah.
You dig?
Yeah.
So now what he saw it as was, oh, so you don't have a chosen God? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have a chosen people.
Right.
And he turned his back and he allowed our enemies to invade Israel.
And do
And the
whatever.
ones that were smart enough to hear and heed the warnings
Yeah.
left and migrated to South Africa. And the ones that stayed were left to become slaves and starved to the point where they ate their own children.
Yeah.
Yes, people, that's in the Bible too.
And those times could be coming back around, y'all.
I mean, real talking, the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Infiltration, how you doing? Yeah. Can you
So
guys hit
that's
that
really how
like
we
button
fell
on
out.
your way in here? Hit like and subscribe, please, for me. Thank you. Yeah.
And let me say again, I appreciate you giving me the room to even speak. And I certainly didn't come on here expecting to be on this level. I thought we were talking about something totally different doing. But it would feel kind of contradictory now to even
Yeah.
try to go that route, even on this convo. But
Yeah.
I appreciate it regardless. So I just want to make sure to let you know that.
Well, it's no big deal. You know, I'm always flexible, willing to work with people. You know, especially if it's something of content that people want to talk about. I don't mind. And especially when it comes to the Most High, I don't mind. I can sit and talk all day about that. Everything else can be put on hold, and I've said my portion of what I was gonna say. So this is a bonus, extra, actually. And you know, anytime that I can get this out to somebody where, you know, they have doubted their self with where they come from and who they are, I can put this out there to give them a boost and a pick me up to let you know you are from a king. You are a queen in your own right. You are a king in your own right. So throw that crown on, stand proud, stand firm with it, you know? We didn't come
Fist
from
bump to
nobody.
that.
We came from a king.
No, exactly that. I mean, Christ is big bro, literally. He's in our bloodline.
Yeah.
So it's not a coincidence that even though we're supposed to be considered 3/5 of a man, we are the most athletic, the most intelligent, the most creative. We create technology that our people created that they are still using to this day, but we get no credit or residual from. You feel what I'm saying? It's not a coincidence. So I definitely first want to take the moment to the Most High for even allowing me to be able to get this information first, because I could easily just be like anybody else, caught up in the trappings or the difficulties of life that we know it as this. So for me to be able to even have this information is a blessing. It's even more so to pass it. And just like you said with the equation of out of 10 people you get 3, I'm happy with 1, yo. Even if it was just 1. Simply because that information needs to be passed. If this was all common information amongst our people, we would not be in the position we're in right now. We would not use any kind of social narcotic or alcohol as an escape to get away from the fact of the feelings of hopelessness. Because I'm sure we all walk around feeling like, damn, man, so we supposed to come from monkeys and they came and got us and domesticated us and now look at it. That's BS, man.
Right.
There would be no monkeys if that's the case. None. And you ain't seen one monkey change from monkey to human yet.
Right.
You feel me?
Okay. Yeah.
And everything that they did, they got from us. They try to mock us. We're the most hated and duplicated race of person on this planet. And
Right.
it's not by coincidence.
Right.
It's not by coincidence.
Right.
You're going to imitate the bum. You're going to imitate the 3/5 of a man. You got white billionaires customizing their cars and planes and trying to talk like they from the hood and all of that.
Exactly. And they never been in the hood. Never been in
But
here.
yet
Just
they want
copying
to
what they hear.
imitate us.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got millions of Edomites sitting on the beach or in tanning salons yearly. They hate us, but they sure as hell trying to look like us.
Yeah.
I ain't mad. I'm certainly not mad, and I'm certainly not making mockery of it.
Right. Right.
This is not hate talk. This is not hate mongering.
Right.
It's not. But accountability has to be had.
Yeah.
Period.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it shouldn't. And while I understand how you felt earlier about wanting to make sure that other people don't get offended, they're not living the life that we are as a people. Struggle is struggle, and we all share that collectively.
Yeah.
So in that regard, we can relate. But when you start trying to break down true struggle, no other race has endured what we have.
Exactly.
But then you know what? At the same time, that also shows how lion-hearted we really are. Because any other race would have buckled by now.
Right.
So that's got to be stand for something, yo. That's got to stand for something.
Okay. Damien was telling you to tell who the actual brothers are, and meaning the other tribes, please.
Oh, the 12 tribes of Judah?
Yeah, he wants to know who the brothers are. He wants you to enlighten people.
Oh.
I didn't forget you,
okay.
Damien.
Okay. Well, it's called 12 tribes, but it really derives from 12 brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And from those 12 brothers, all the other nations were born from.
Mm-hmm. Can you name the 12 brothers?
Sure. Hold on for a second. I gotta make sure I get it completely right because I don't want to misspell or
don't be putting out no false
name.
stuff now, because I'm gonna have to come and stand on top of something and drop kick you if you trying to lead my people wrong.
Oh no! I don't want any whoopings with you.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna have to whoopings at you.
No doubt. We'll check it.
All right.
Out of the 12 brothers, the first one's name is Judah.
Okay.
And that's where the so-called Negroes come from.
Okay, y'all getting this?
Okay. The second brother's name is Benjamin.
Uh-huh.
And that's where your West Indians come from.
Okay.
The third brother's name is Levi.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where your Haitians come from.
Mm-hmm.
The fourth brother's name is Simeon.
Mm-hmm.
and Dominicans come from them.
Mm-hmm.
The next brother, the fifth brother's name is Zebulon,
Who?
and Zebulon,
Okay.
Zebulon. I should have been spelling the name, but that's his name. And he pretty much created everybody from Guatemala to Panama.
Okay.
The sixth brother is named Ephraim, Ephraim,
Yep.
and he's the creator of your modern day Puerto Rican.
Okay.
The seventh brother's name is Manasseh, and it's Manasseh, and he created the Cubans.
Mm-hmm.
The eighth brother's name is Gad, Gad, and he is the creator of the North American Indian. So what that means is the original Indian is actually derivative of Hebrew.
Okay.
The ninth brother is named Reuben,
Okay.
and he created the Seminole Indians.
Okay.
The 10th brother's name is Naphtali, and that's Naphtali,
Okay.
and he created all of the people from Argentina and Chile.
Okay.
The 11th brother's name is Asher,
Asher.
and he created, yes, Asher,
Okay.
and he created everybody from Colombia to Uruguay.
Okay.
The 12th brother's name is Issachar, Issachar, and he is the creator of the Mexicans.
Okay.
So by blood, we're all brothers and
Okay.
sisters. By blood. It ain't just a race thing. But see, Edomites benefit from keeping us ignorant and indifferent from each other.
Okay. Okay,
You
so
know, their
those
best
are the
tool-
12 brothers.
Yes,
Okay. Now
which
let
derive
them-
into the 12 tribes.
Okay, there you go. So if anybody wants to know, I did write them down for you because I can't find where my paper is, so I just wrote them down right now. Anybody want, send me a message, want to know what 12 brothers of the 12 tribes are, I did write it down for you. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, Books, come on. Kick some more knowledge, man. You got us fired up. You got us listening. Come on.
Well, it's all according to your audience. I mean,
Okay.
it's really according to what they want to know.
Too sweet. 111. 1111. Number 7. Let me see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Number 7 was Manasseh, and he was over Manasseh. Wait, what I put Manasseh? Manasseh. Spell that out.
There's two S's in there.
Yep.
It's M-A-N-A, 2 S's, E-H.
Okay. Manasseh. And he was over Cuba.
The Cubans.
The Cubans. Okay. All right. Did you get that too, sweet? All right. Okay. Go ahead. I just had to answer that question. Somebody wanted to know.
Well, no, I mean, that's exactly the point.
Okay.
Their input is what I'm trying to answer. I'm not here to try to showboat or grandstand, and I'd be no different than the Joshua dude, right?
Right. Okay, well, anybody got some questions that you want to ask? Anybody want to ask some questions?
Well, I'll say this then. In the meantime, while they're thinking of something. Well, let me ask this, because we had this conversation, and you should ask this. In one word, what is the meaning of life? And it can be done.
No, it can't.
Yes, you can. You can put it into one word.
The meaning of life, you put it into one word. Well, right
Yes.
now is sad. It's hard to say. It all depends on when you ask the question. You know, I can say when I think
Okay,
of the
well,
Father, I can say joy.
okay.
But right now with the situation that's going on, I can say sad. I can say hurt. I can say resentful. I can say confused.
Hmm.
So it's a lot of different things that you can say.
I
All right, I have a
understand.
person that
Well,
Barbara Hollins, she said love. Damien said accountability.
okay. Those are some good ones. Family. Family is the word. What's the one thing that's always been a constant threat or at threat in this country, especially to us, people of color? Family. The reason why the Most High created all of us is the same reason why you've all created your own children and why you were created by your parents.
Mhm.
They wanted a family.
Mhm.
The same reason why we call each other brothers and sisters. And he's called the Father, Christ the Son, and actually the Holy Spirit is the mother spirit. So you get your family unit right there. There is no such thing as a three male trinity. How can you create life from three males or even three females? You can't do it. That's another misconception religion teaches, that it's a three male trinity. The female spirit is the Holy Spirit, the mother spirit. Her name is Rawach. Rawach. Rawach is her name. And the same way that they created us is why we created our children, family.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
When he sent Christ down, he sent them to redeem the family, us.
Mhm.
We fell out of pocket with what our peoples did back in the day. Once we fell out like that, we were no different than everybody else here. We were damned for hell until Christ came back
Right.
and redeemed us.
Right.
Basically, what he did basically is like this. Say, for instance, your pops bought a 100-inch flat screen TV.
Okay.
And it came with all the amenities that come with it. It has the state-of-the-art 3D, 4D. You got the surround sound that's just impeccable. I mean, the whole nine came with it.
Okay.
And he had one major rule: no playing in the room that it was in.
Right.
That'd be like the Most High making a commandment.
Okay.
You dig?
Mhm.
Now we, of course, being hard-headed, still went in that room playing.
Right.
Then messed around and bumped and hit the TV and caused a large crack from the ceiling to the floor in the TV, right down the middle. Can't miss it.
Okay.
Christ comes home from college. Don't have anything to do with it. Don't have anything to say about it. But comes in and says, "It was me, Dad. I had a party and everything, and it got a little rowdy. But I'll make sure to fix it." Now, because he's never been in trouble ever in his whole entire life. Always been the goody kid, like everybody would say, right? For him to take that stance, Most High said, "Okay." That's the big major point of that significance of his sacrifice. It pulled two things down with that.
Right.
He redeemed us in the Father's eyes,
Right.
and it also permanently barred Satan from ever being able to venture back into heaven.
Right.
up until that point, he was still able to frequent it.
Mm-hmm.
People get that misconception because of movies and different things and the way they make their biblical stories.
Right.
They make it seem like Satan and the Most High had one big fight, and then that he just got cast down that one time, and then he's just been here ever since.
Okay.
That's false.
Okay.
You wouldn't have the story of Job. You wouldn't have the story of Enoch or any of the other men that were involved where they were tested by Satan for their faith.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? In order for them to even set up that bet, that meant that Satan had to go back to heaven, which is states in the Bible.
Okay.
And every time that he came back, the Most High would look at him and be like, where are you coming from?
Right.
So in essence, it'd be no different if your dad had a fight with your older brother and kicked him out, and then he come back and he's like, the hell are you doing here?
Right.
That's basically what the father was asking him. Where are you coming from? And every time that he asked that, Satan answered it the same exact way. Back and forth, to and fro. The same motions that people make over their body when they make that cross sign before they bow their head and pray.
Mm-hmm.
They're not praying to the cross that, because nowhere in the Bible does it state that Christ even died on the cross. What they are praying to is the sacred journey, if you want to call it sacred.
Okay.
But the journey that Satan had across the planet, back and forth,
to and fro. Yep, and he still does that, wrecking havoc. Back
exactly.
and forth,
so that's,
to and fro.
And every time he came back, and every time he come up, they would actually say, well, look at this guy.
Yeah.
He does this and that for me. And he said, oh, I bet you if you took this and that away, he would be like cursing you and ready to abandon you just like that.
Yeah.
So he put him to the test. The best way to know that storyline is because they actually use that in a movie. Trading Places with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
You had the two elder white men sitting there. One would be, and they're figuratively God.
Yeah.
And the other one would be Satan.
Yeah.
And they're having a bet to see what would happen if they put all of this, heap all of this misfortune and tragedy on them.
Yeah.
How would their character carry them?
Yeah.
And that's basically what they did. But they also are mixed in another storyline in that same movie.
Yeah.
The one of Esau and Jacob.
Yeah.
You dig? But I'm not going to go that deep just that yet. We'll save that story right there for another time. You dig? But I just want to throw it out there that this spiritual thing that's going on, it's going to be a spiritual war that this world has never seen before. Weapons will not have anything to stand against this.
Yeah.
This United States of us government has been planning on this for a long time.
And it's
you
not
think I'm lying?
It's not a war of weaponry. It's a germ fair,
but,
germ warfare.
Right, but check it out. Here's the thing to let you know that the higher ups are on this same wavelength.
Mm-hmm.
Remember back when Reagan was president,
mm-hmm.
and he was all about that quote unquote Star Wars program?
Yeah.
What was that entailing? That was supposed to have been an elaborate system set up in orbit so that if any opposing country were to let off a nuclear missile, that they would be able to strategically shoot that missile with a laser before it can hit its target, correct?
Yeah.
How come you don't hear about that anymore? You got all this threat for nuclear war going on, but yet you never hear about the Star Wars program.
Because they're doing it with germ warfare now.
No. The reason why that so-called Star Wars program was put in place was not to fight us. That's set up in place so that when Christ cracks the sky, they have a defense set up to fight him.
But like he said, no weapon formed against them shall prosper. No matter what they use, it ain't gonna work.
You're right. But see, what you need to understand, what you got to understand, that the type of war that's going on between Satan and the Father is just a spite war.
Yeah.
This is a spite war that's going on. See, he knows he lost. Satan does.
Yeah.
And at the end of this, him, death itself, the Leviathan, the beast, all of those things
Yeah.
will all be going into the lake of fire.
Yeah.
So he's looking at it like Nino Brown on New Jack City.
I ain't going down
Hey,
by
it's
myself.
bigger than Nino Brown. If I'm going down, a whole lot of people going down with me.
Right.
And that includes as many of the Father's chosen people as possible.
Right. Yeah. So y'all, you gotta get ready. You know what? You know what Nipsey say? Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Come on now. All right. Well, I'm gonna think this is gonna be it for today. We've been on here for 4 hours. We can pick it up on another day. We can pick it up tomorrow if you want to. You have anything you want to say in closing?
I hope and pray to each and every person on this channel, whether on it now live, and anyone that jumps on it and watches this in its entirety all the way to the end. First off, I thank you for giving me the time to be able to speak my truth.
All right.
As far as the truth goes.
All right.
And secondly, I want to show respect to each and everybody in their viewpoint and their stance in life.
Okay.
I hope and pray that you and your family can endure and make it through this tumultuous time at this moment we're all going through. And everybody just goes through without a casualty. Simple as that.
All right.
Much love and respect.
Well, thank you for coming on. We appreciate you. You know, love you. Much love always.
Love you too.
And thank you guys for watching. And this has been my show for today. And as usual, I'm going to put up my memory to Nipsey. And Boog, if you want to go back into the room, I appreciate you. And I will give you a call later.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
You're more than welcome.
All right.
Anytime.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, you guys. That was Snipe Boog on the line. And I appreciate him calling in. It's always a pleasure with my homeboy. Me and him talk. We can talk for hours about any and everything. But right now, I want to give my remembrance to Nipsey. Still a hard time for a lot of people, but here's my tribute to him.
there.
Okay.
If I find my way home, yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy? Would you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Would you still amaze me?
Thanks, you guys, for watching my show today. I appreciate it, very much. And I thank my guests for calling in today. You guys enjoy the rest of your day today and be safe. Love you.
If I find my way home, yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy? Would you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Would you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Would you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Would you still amaze me? If I find my way home, yeah.
This is the moment for those who